Yeah, quite obviously, that's a very important aspect of any person's success or any person's life. That of having good support from the family and also keeping you grounded and also guiding you along the way of career. And that could have only been collected by one person. Definitely not me. It was my mother. So she kept it, and she died quite a few years ago. But then that's a way of saying never forget the good things in life. And then quite obviously, one thing led to another. You get into the train, like I said, and then the journey continued. Be scholarship by the NS for our cricketing excellence and also for being good academically. I think they gave about 900 rupees a year. And in that period, 900 rupees was a lot of money. I really enjoyed my time playing for about 6-7 years amongst those lovely set of guys. And if you ask me, even today, I'll say that's a group which really kept me going as a cricketer. And that's when I got that half century. And despite that, even after that, I was again relegated to the lower order very soon alongside Venki. That's what I want to happen again if I was to rewind my cricketing career. Because you learned that there's no time for drama in cricket. You're either going to be doing as well as you can, perform and keep driving yourselves towards excellence, or you don't belong there.
Welcome to Vijay's Yoka. It's an amazing show so far. We have been interviewing a lot of cricketers, and today I have a special guest with me who has played for Team India, and he has played in the top order as far as batting was concerned, and he has played alongside one set of era with players such as Kapil Dev, Ravi Shastri, and if you look into other era, it's none other than Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly, Rahul Dravid. It's quite exciting to know a lot of things about two eras which he has played with. And again, he has an incredible batting first-class cricket record. And I would like to introduce him. He's none other than Mr. W.V. Raman. Hello, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Thank you, Vijay. How are you doing? All well?
Good, sir. Thank you so much for allocating your precious time. So let us start the show with as far as your family is concerned, because I give the first priority to the family because cricketers needs a huge support as far as family is concerned. You can start with your parents and with your wife and kids as well. You can name them and you can also just give a small introduction.
Yeah, quite obviously, that's a very important aspect of any person's success or any person's life. That of having good support from the family and also keeping you grounded and also guiding you along the way, because it's not easy when you're involved in competitive sport. And also at a time when I was involved in competitive sport, because at that time the basic mentality was, will it feed you? Because there's not much money, it was a bit risky, and it is also a case of you not sure about what could perhaps happen in the future, what could go wrong. For example, an injury which will prevent you from playing a sport that you're involved in will leave you, kind of in the lurch. So all those things considered, you needed a lot of support in every which way possible from your family. Obviously, parents being parents will always support their children in whatever it is that they want to do and whatever it is that they're aiming to achieve or dreaming about to achieve in their lives. So that being the case, I was no different. My parents also were very keen to support me in whatever I did. And later on, as you get into the train, then it becomes a case of you not being in a position to get off the train halfway. You got to run the course, you got to stay in the train and see how it pans out. Because once you've gone past that stage, what the pilots call a point of no return, you can't just jump off the train halfway through. So then obviously in other aspects in life, you start adding things like, you get married, you have children. So it's also important then on you to ensure that you balance your life well enough so that you execute the roles that you've taken on yourself well enough. That of a son, that of a husband, that of a father, that of a sports person, and also as a breadwinner of the family, and providing the emotional support and other kinds of support while receiving all of it.
That's right.
So it's a very, very tricky balance to achieve, and it will take a lot of all-round effort, not only from you, it also requires a lot of all-round effort from your near and dear ones. So that way, I think I'll have no complaints in that particular regard and in those aspects of my life. Otherwise, I don't think I could have perhaps done half as well as I could have. Then, of course, what is real success, what is not, is individualistic, and it's also a case of you weighing all the factors in your life and also balancing it out with what you achieved from where you started. So that is how people perhaps need to look in order not to get too dejected or disappointed or disgruntled.
So it would be great if you can name your parents and of course your wife and kids.
Uh, the thing is that my father Nagarajan was involved in umpiring in those days, and he was very passionate about that. And there were times that he's done games 8 days on the trot and in the heat of Chennai. A lot of things have changed in Chennai, but the heat is something that's remained constant from the time I have realized what is what in life.
Yeah.
The thing was that once I started playing, he gave up umpiring for obvious reasons. And also, my mother Jayalakshmi was somebody who was a homemaker, but pragmatism and a pragmatic mindset or pragmatic perceptions of life, and her common sense and knowledge was something outstanding for a person who's perhaps cumulatively gone out of the house, has been exposed to other things in life for probably a year in her entire year of 80 odd plus. She didn't travel much. She didn't really get to meet too many people by socializing.
Yeah.
But the things that she picked up
Mhm.
from reading papers or listening to people talk and picking up on the news items that float in there, and the way she uh, perceived them and applied them or told us to apply was something that was absolutely magnificent. And I don't think any university could mold a person like her, because it was all about practical knowledge, all about being pragmatic and being stoic.
I would like
So
to add one point here. As you said, your mother is a very good newspaper reader. She would have been very proud about you when you were coming on the newspapers with the paper cuttings, etc.
yeah, definitely like any other mother. But what obviously was interesting or what surprised me was that very recently I was just going through some papers and various things that I was looking at, and also wanted to dispose of the things that I didn't need.
Mhm.
And I suddenly see about a collection of paper clippings of my performances that got published in the papers during the early part of my career, and that could have only been collected by one person. Definitely not me, it was my mother. So
Yeah.
she kept it, and she died quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
But then that's a way of saying never forget the good things in life.
That's right.
So that's something phenomenal as was um, support of your mother and for the person that she was. In fact, interestingly enough, recently my friends, when they got to hear about her demise a few years ago, their messages conveyed exactly this. For somebody who hardly went anywhere, the knowledge she had and the way she could guide us and you was unbelievable, is what they sent in different, expressed in different ways.
Yeah.
But that's how she was. And of course, my wife Sangeeta was one who always was uh, supportive of things that I did. Of course, we would have our uh, disagreements, not that we didn't have it, but still the point was that we've uh, journeyed for over 3 decades despite disagreements at times, which is healthy in a way. But she was very supportive, and I can say with a lot of satisfaction and pride that it's so important to have somebody who's as supportive as she's been. And of course, my children are, of course, the greatest assets of my life. And I would probably feel proud more as a parent than I would be of any other role that I've executed in life. They're lovely children, and all I've tried to stress upon them is to try and be good human beings and good citizens of the society, and to contribute for the welfare of the society. So, and till now, touch wood, they've remained absolutely great citizens in the societies that they live in.
You can also name them.
Yeah, my son Sukrit Raman, who lives abroad and who's also employed in the top audit company. And then my daughter, Subiksha Raman, she's a mental well-being specialist.
Okay.
So the thing is, I'm the least qualified in my family. Everybody has master's degrees galore. My
But you have
daughter,
played international cricket.
my daughter has 3 master's degrees in different branches of psychology, and she's a mental well-being
Yeah.
specialist. And my son has a couple of master's degrees.
Oh, wow.
And even my wife is, when I say even, my wife is also a postgraduate. So if you look at the educational qualifications, I might be at the bottom of the list. But that is something that I am not worried about unduly, because I've never been one who was insecure. I was always very sure of myself in life.
Yeah.
And not that I am left lagging behind in many aspects in life because of my having just a graduation. That's a different issue. The only thing is that academic excellence is one thing. In my case, I would tend to say, like, there are many other examples in life that it's all about not stopping learning.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what kind of qualification you have. You could be a school dropout, but as long as you don't stop learning, you'll do well.
So Chennai is known for cricket, and especially the school and college structures are pretty much fabulous to look into. And I would like to know, where did you do your schooling and college?
What happened in my life was that it was me living in a area where cricket was obviously a mad passion.
Yeah.
Even guys could be fanatical about cricket, and it was also a locality where cricket was predominantly the sport that sprung up in one of those localities. Like if you talk about olden Chennai or Madras, then you would say Mamlam, Mylapore, Triplicane, and all these localities where cricket was obviously the way of life.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the former cricketers who represented India then,
That's right.
in that era, like M.J. Gopal and Rangachari and all of them, they all belong to Triplicane. And I was living in Triplicane for a long time. In fact, I stayed in Triplicane even when I made my debut for India.
Wow.
And it's only immediately after that I moved out of that locality. So what it did to me was that it gave me an opportunity to try and sneak a game of cricket in a street or on the beach or on the road, or get to see top stars play at the Marina ground, or the Presidency College ground as it was called then, because after Chepauk, that was the second best venue Chennai had, and a lot of top class matches were played on the Marina grounds. And it was just a stone's throw. You would walk, you would go with your friends, or in my case, I had an elder brother who was 6 years older to me, and I would generally tend to go with him and play a lot of cricket with his friends. So what it did was it made me reasonably mature at a very young age, hanging out with these guys who were older to me. And then I had to learn to mix around with my peers or boys of my age group. So that became
A challenging
challenging one, for the simple reason, one was that they would look after me like their own younger brother. I obviously had to keep that aspect of the affection that they showered on me aside, and then move with my peers and learn to sort of communicate with them. It didn't really challenge me a lot, but it was something that I had to learn consciously, which normally you don't. You take it for granted that you mix with your peers, without a problem. It comes naturally to you.
That's right.
In my case, it was the other way around, and that's how it started. And those days, or even probably today, you can't say that cricket is something that everybody lives, breathes, or what. Those days, that was the case. You did two things definitely in life: you breathed, and then you played cricket, whether it's beach cricket or street cricket, any kind of cricket that you would play cricket. So that's how I started, and I didn't really travel very far for anything in my life. Education was just centered around my schools in Triplicane, and then my college. Obviously, I traveled a little bit to the locality, nearby locality, which is Roypeta, which is a new college.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I didn't really travel far in life.
And
In
what about
terms,
school?
school was in Hindu high school,
Yeah.
and that made it easy for me because I would finish, rush to the BS nets when I started playing league cricket in Chepauk, and that is how it was.
So, who inspired you to take up the cricket during the childhood days?
It is just that you got into the flow playing with people that were playing cricket on the roads or on the beach front, or on the that road that cars travel by
Yeah.
on the beach or
Mhm.
inside the marina
Yeah.
or by the seashore or whatever. In between those roads, in between the beach and the main road,
Service road.
you have the service road. So you would go play cricket, pitch your stumps, and then say that's mine. And cars would obviously be very, very scarce those days. And even when they came around, they allowed you to finish playing, and then things happened that way. It was a nice give and take. And I just flew into the stream, and my elder brother obviously would take me.
Yeah.
And my foray into even getting picked for the school side happened very accidentally. And what I was doing until the time I went for this particular selection was that I was playing a lot of chess.
Yeah.
I would play at least about 14 hours of chess
Oh wow.
during the summer holidays. And any time that I had to spare, I would play chess between the ages of, let's say, 5 to 10.
Yeah.
And that was something that my father encouraged me. He taught me chess, and when he came back from work, he would non-stop play chess. And it's only when I was around 10 I would start playing cricket. And then when I joined the high school, uh, I would go onto the school, just mess around with everybody. I would play volleyball, I would play badminton. You name it, I played that game because you had to find some activity to while away time.
That's right.
So those days you didn't have the mobile, you didn't have the OTTs, you didn't have the internet, you didn't have any kind of other possible avenues to engage in or to while away time or to sort of gain some pleasure out of being involved in those things. So I would go play any kind of sport. In fact, I played a lot of games. I represented my school in a lot of games. And then the funniest part was, and I was in the seventh standard, I think it was, and a kid in the neighborhood told me he is going to uh, give it a go in the school team selection, the sub-junior team.
Yeah.
So that was for boys in the 8th standard is what the norm was then, because the thing was that they felt 6th standard boys are too young, and quite obviously they felt it was not happening. So he went, so I went to just sort of cheer him on. And then I was sat there on the windowsill of a classroom, and I was watching. Then I was kind of a restless guy. I can't stay put in one place for, let's say, an hour or hour and a half. I was watching very patiently until my friend's turn came to bat. Then I got down after he batted, and he said, "No, no, we can't leave as soon as I bat. I got to stay here." So he was a clever guy in the sense that he knew to be politically correct, which I was very poor at. I still am. So anyway, the thing was that then I walked across to my school physical director, asked him if I can bat as well. So his question was which class I was in. So I said I'm in the seventh. I didn't get any circular. So even though you not send me a circular, can I bat? He said, if you can, go bat.
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember I played just 3 deliveries. And it was a surface where it was not rolled out, there was no mat, there was no proper structure. All it was a 22-yard strip.
Yeah.
And there were about 7 or 8 yards available for the bowlers to run and bowl, and not even a box. All you had was one pad to tie it on the front leg and maybe gloves. I think we got the gloves, yes. But there again, the problem was I was a left-hander. So it was very, 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 very difficult to get a pair for a left-hander. So the
that's
PD
right.
said, just try the right-handers and get on with it. So I couldn't be fussy, a 12-year-old boy, you can't be asking, demanding things.
That's right.
So the very fact that I knew there's a left-hand gloves because of me hanging out with the elder boys. That's my friend, brother's friends.
Yeah.
So he said, just bat. I still remember that. There was the first ball, which was a cut. And there's a second ball, which was a pull.
Yeah.
and the third ball was a dead defense front foot.
Oh wow!
So the
three different shots.
three different things, three different balls, and anything could have happened if it had if the ball had landed on a small stone.
Uneven bounce.
There were many, anything could happen. But anyway, so the PD said, "You come out." I said, "Okay,
Yeah.
I've had my fun." So that was all it was.
Yeah.
For me, it was fun. I had given it a go, and okay, I was happy getting a chance to bat. Now suddenly I find my name in the team. So I said, "No, it's not happening." And as it turned out, my friend didn't get selected. So I was feeling a bit bad because basically I went there to cheer him and to see him get selected. But it happened the other way around. But to be fair, that boy, my friend was very happy in the sense he said, one of us got selected, so how does it matter? He said, anyway, I'm not as keen as you playing cricket, and anyway, you play with the older boys and they are fairly impressed with the way you play. They think you're a good player. It's fine.
Yeah.
So that's fine. That's how it happened. And then quite obviously, one thing led to another. You get into the train, like I said, and then the journey continued.
And did you play your age group cricket?
Yeah, I was a part of the inaugural under-15 tournament that the BCCI started in 79-80. And that batch had a lot of talented cricketers. In that batch, we had Chetan Sharma, we had Maninder Singh from the north, we had Sabah Karim from the east, we had Lakshman Ramakrishnan and myself here, and we also had Hari Prasad, who played for Hyderabad and South Zone later on, who was also the CEO in the Apollo Hospital in Hyderabad.
Okay.
And if you look at West, you had Sanjay Manjrekar, then you had Rajdeep Sardesai, who obviously then cleverly chose a path where there was more money. We idiots, we stuck around to cricket. So anyway, the fact of the matter is that there are a lot of good cricketers in that batch, and that was the basic idea of the BCCI, to catch them young, and nurture. So that benefited us. The timing of starting the tournament was ideal because I was in my 14th year. So I did well. In fact, Sabah Karim and I were awarded the scholarship by the NIS for our cricketing excellence and also for being good academically. I think they gave about 900 rupees a year.
Yeah.
And in that period, 900 rupees was a lot of money.
That's right.
Because the bank employee's salary was around 75, 90 bucks or something like that. So we got almost as good as the bank employee's salary, which was absolutely magnificent.
Precisely. So talking about Tamil Nadu cricket, we have a wonderful league structure. I know that you would have played different divisions of cricket, but I'll filter out all those other divisions. Let me take the first division. I would like to know for which team you have played for as far as Division 1 was concerned.
Even there, I did not take the elevator. I had to take the steps, go step by step. I played for Grand Prix, which had a bunch of college students, and that was a setup where we practiced in Alapet in the C.P. Ramaswamy Foundation. And what used to happen there was we would pay a monthly subscription for us to be able to get a chance to practice, because there were a lot of people who would come there. The cricket, the consumables you had to obviously buy, you needed money for that. And the person who organized that club and who did everything was an absolutely magnificent man called R. Mukund. And he was one who made us play cricket. See, you can get into a gang of friends and play a game and then say, okay, right, we had a fun, we could get distracted, and you go away to doing whatever it is that you chose to do at that point in time. But Mukund was the kind of a man who made us play cricket without really having to work very hard otherwise. By that I mean that we didn't need to go there and roll out the mat like it used to happen in other places. He was a one-man army. He would finish his work. He would come. He also represented his club. He got a job because of his cricket in Fortress. He would come single-handedly. He would ensure that the mat was rolled out. Everything was set up by the time we went. And he was such a man who gave you tough love. But the point was that he was extremely fond of all the cricketers that he was having under his wing. And I don't think I've come across a man who sort of gave in life like Mukund did.
Mm-hmm.
He was a man who completely gave,
Yeah.
who never took anything from anybody.
Mm.
So that is the kind of man he was, and which obviously made us go back there every day
Yeah.
with a lot of enthusiasm and stuff. And the summer he'll conduct coaching camps, and that's a setup that LS and I grew in.
Wow. Nice.
And I played for Grand Prix where we were got promoted every year,
Yeah.
and then went to the first division.
Mm.
So that's how it started, and I played for Grand Prix. And that batch of boys that who played in the batch of cricket again were elder to me,
Yeah.
but they indulged me. I was the youngest. I was a school student. They were all college students
Yeah.
with no ambitions in cricket, but they played it hard.
Yeah.
And they also were very supportive, and they encouraged me a lot. I led that side. Can you believe? Older boys in the side, I led them. So I really enjoyed my time playing for about 6, 7 years amongst those lovely set of guys.
Yeah.
And if you ask me, even today, I'll say that's a group which really kept me going as a cricketer.
Mm.
And also, that is the time that I've cherished the most.
Yeah.
If you ask me, the best phase of your life in your cricketing career,
Yeah.
I would say those years with those boys, because they were absolutely fair, and they were competitive, yes, on the field, but
Yeah.
they didn't resort to any wishy-washy stuff
Yeah.
off the field.
Yeah.
And they were fair, they were open, and they were brilliant.
Yeah.
And you can't really be in a group such as that unless you're a very, very lucky person.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you have an amazing first-class enlisted career, and I was quite impressed with those numbers and the matches which you have played. So, I have picked up a few circumstances of your cricket career as well as your first-class enlisted. Let me start with your debut of your Ranji Trophy, 1982-83 season. You played quarterfinals for Tamil Nadu against Delhi at Delhi. So, what was your first feeling when you got picked up for Tamil Nadu side?
As far as I was concerned, I was the kind of person who never looked at the negative side of things.
Mhm.
Like when I spoke to you about the under 15 tournament that was announced,
That's
that was
right.
announced by the BCCI in the month of May.
Mhm.
Now, from May, that was like a bee in my mind. And what question or what thoughts went through my mind was, something hilarious if I tell you. All I would think was, who are the other guys who would be picked along with me? No, here I am. I have not played
Yeah.
many matches and performed to say, that I'm a guaranteed
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking as to who are the others who are likely to play with me, because the previous year we had attended a camp, summer camp, in which I got selected, that was conducted by TNCA.
Yeah.
So, similarly, the Ranji Trophy, I knew it was a case of, it's a matter of time.
Mm.
At what stage? When I was in my school final.
Yeah.
Now, my debut, I thought, was delayed by at least about 3 matches.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought along these lines, because that was also fueled and encouraged by the fact that LS played Ranji Trophy the previous year,
Mm-hmm.
and he did extraordinarily well. So I said, okay, we've been sort of brothers in arms, as it were, as spinners, getting wickets at the junior level.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I felt he's gone there already. It's my time to get into the setup now.
Yeah.
So, but that debut was delayed by at least a couple of matches.
Uh-huh.
But there again, like in life, consistently for me, I would always be given with having to decide on which part of the fork I was going to take.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been a norm. Many a time, even of late, it's happened. It's not stopped.
Yeah.
I had to either decide between that or that.
Yeah.
Life is always full of choices. So what happened then was, we were in the month of February,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in my 12th. I was vying to do engineering, and absolutely no attendance until the month of December in my school.
Yeah.
Never attended the mathematics classes. And if you don't do well in mathematics, you have no hope in hell to get into an engineering seat in any college, not only the best or even the bottom rung of the ladder. So from January, I got somebody to help me out, private tuitions.
Yeah.
He said, okay, no problems, I'll do it. I was doing very well in those 6 weeks.
Mm.
Now, suddenly I had to go for that match.
Mm.
So this man had no idea about cricket.
Yeah.
He very firmly said, you are not going for that match. If you go, I will stop
Mm.
teaching you mathematics. Now, listen to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Now, here I am at about 17. I'm having to take a decision here. Then I said, next day I said, look, boss, this exam, if I fail, I can write in September. That is very certain
Yeah.
and it's likely to happen. It will happen.
Mm.
But this debut, if I let go now, I don't know when I'll get it.
Mm.
I may get it next year. I'll probably get it 10 years later. Now, all these years I've been missing school for what? To play cricket
Exactly.
and to get here. Now, the point is, if I miss it here, I don't know when I'll get it. So I said, I'm going ahead.
Yeah.
I said, it's 1 week. From 6 weeks, I've made a lot of difference. I said, if you conduct my annual exam tomorrow, I'll get 45 marks.
Yeah.
I'll pass. There's no problem.
Mm.
1 week, you sort of, excuse me, I'll come back the another 8 weeks. I said, I've reached a stage in 6 weeks where I can get 45%. Now,
Yeah.
if you say average it out,
Yeah.
simple mathematics, I know it's about 7.5% a week.
Mm.
I got 8 more weeks.
Yeah.
If you add 7% to 8 weeks,
Yeah.
it's another 56.
That's
now
right.
add that. I'm on a good wicket. I'll get the 70 in excess of 70%. And theoretical, no problem. That's up to me. I'll get past the 70 mark, which is eligibility then to get a engineering seat.
Yeah.
But I came back. He sent me a nasty letter saying that's the end of it. I'm not teaching any longer.
Yeah.
I said, oh dear, this is gone now.
Yeah.
So I didn't really sort of do anything after that. I said I was confident of passing the exam, and the engineering thing, hopes had to be obviously forgotten then. Then I said, okay, now the engineering thing is gone.
Yeah.
Because the marks that I got was not good enough for anything.
Yeah.
Except to get a degree seat on the basis of having passed that exam and also the cricketing thing coming into the fray.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, fine. So then it was only cricket. I had a decent debut.
Yeah.
And the first 3-4 years were always in and out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for some reason, TNC always made sure that I had to at least do twice as better as the others.
Yeah.
To get a game.
Yeah.
And that stood me in good stead as well.
Yeah. So as far as this phase of your life was concerned, it reminds me of Road Not Taken poem, where you have to pick up one side of the road. And anyway, so a lot of people do not know that Mr. W.V. Raman was a left-arm spinner to start it as a cricketer, started as a cricketer. And Ranji debut, let me take through. In first innings, you scored 3 runs, and you picked up 3 wickets in first innings as far as bowling was concerned. And as far as in second innings, you scored 23 runs. So overall, as a if you ask me, like you were playing like 8 down batter in first innings and 7 down batter in the second innings. But to be fair enough, I would say that you were batting well. I don't know. Was it like intentionally you were asked to bat down the order? Because I know that you were bowling well. Alongside that, you were also quite good in batting. You were in a good nick.
See, I was always considered as a left-arm spinner who could bat usefully.
Yeah.
And when I made my debut for the under-19 team, Tamil Nadu under-19 team, I was sent at number 9.
Yeah.
I got 100. But still people maintained I had to bat there and thereabouts, nothing at the top of the order. So that continued. And it was a case of them recognizing the fact that I could bat, but it was just not on about me being promoted.
Yeah.
For whatever reasons that they deemed fit. Now it all changed suddenly when I got picked for the Indian side.
Yeah.
Now my functionality changing as a top order bat and possibly a left-arm spinner happened overnight in the Indian dressing room. Now then I was stuck with it. See, life always has a habit of dealing you some bizarre cards.
Yeah.
What to do with those cards is dependent on various things, and also the outcome of your decisions, depending on the cards you are dealt, also cannot be foreseen. It could only be sort of assessed. Sometimes the decision making could be really good. It will prove to be good, sometimes it would be very ordinary.
That's right.
But all factors considered, I think the kind of turns that I've taken were perhaps the best kind of turns that I've taken. I could even look back and say with a lot of pride that they were spot on.
Yeah.
Because what happened was that as this transition happened from being a left arm spinner to a batter,
That's right.
my bowling was deteriorating.
Yeah.
Now I know the reasons why now, but at that time I didn't know. I didn't have anybody to rectify it.
Yeah.
And if I were not to take up an offer of batting at the top of the order when Ravi offered me, I don't think I would have even played first class cricket beyond another 2 years after that.
Yeah.
So
it was your batting which took it.
It would have been a case of me being a first class cricketer for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And then I don't know where I would have been, what I would have done in life. So, but having taken the turn of taking a batter, what I did was that from being a bowler who had a lot of opportunities to rectify his mistakes, make amends and pick up wickets in second spells, third spells, I suddenly made it a kind of a sudden death for myself. Because as a batter, it's just a one ball game. You make a mistake, you're sitting in the dressing room clapping for others.
That's right.
And also it was a case of me having to catch up on a lot of things because I didn't think like a batter. I didn't approach this game as a batter. I didn't have the skills that a batter at the Indian team level should have. So which means I had to catch up on a lot of things very fast. So it was a kind of a go kind of thing. And whatever it is, whatever happened, there is nothing that I would like to complain about.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that I'm happy that everybody unanimously are of the view that I was unfortunate in not having played more than what I did. So that's the kind of respect that you would like to earn from your contemporaries and also your rivals and your peers.
100%.
And that's something that I have, and which is what it's all about.
I would like to ask about a couple of players from your debut of Ranji. Your skipper, Mr. Bharat Reddy, and of course, late Raman Lamba, who has played for your opposition team, Delhi. So could you please give just a word about them? Like, how did you felt like playing alongside with Mr. Reddy and against Mr. Lamba?
Bharat Reddy was a man who could motivate cricketers, and he was also a very stylish keeper.
Yeah.
And I would tend to think that he's one of the best keepers I've seen.
Yeah.
And after that, he's obviously managed his company side really well. He's also spotted talent in a lot of guys.
That's right.
And he's encouraged that talent. And possibly you could say that under the circumstances that prevailed then, it was a good thing that I played under Bharat.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of regard for him as a keeper, and also as a manager of a player or a team.
Nice.
Because he was fabulous. If I were to rewind now, it's only today all this has happened.
That's true.
That players being managed by companies and whatnot. Those days we didn't have that. Now, if I were to rewind things, if I were to have a manager or a managing firm, I would say yes, managing firm as long as that if it has Bharat Reddy as a manager, I would like him to handle my affairs, because he was a fabulous manager to have for an individual, because he would go beyond his line of duty to ensure that the players that he was handling were looked after well. So that is Bharat Reddy for you. And if you're talking about Raman Lamba, very interesting guy, and we had a very good rapport, both of us, and we had a lot of fun together whenever we were part of the Indian team or when we came across each other. And if at all anybody has described Sachin Tendulkar well enough, I've said this repeatedly, because you cannot deviate from the truth. Truth has to be said the same way. It stays the same always, regardless of how many years you talk about it. So if you're talking about Sachin Tendulkar, Raman Lamba was the man who described him the best. Like they had finished a quarterfinal game in which Sachin smashed the Delhi spinners on a turner, and they lost the game, Delhi. And then 1 month later, we were playing a Wills Trophy game. So I just asked Raman Lamba about this young kid who's really been spoken about by just about by everybody.
Yeah.
So my question to him was, let's say it's a bit cynical. Also, it was then
Yeah.
because primarily because it's unbelievable. You would think of a 14-year-old kid coming into Ranji Trophy and smashing everybody under the difficult of circumstances. So as Raman, I said, Rambo, iska kya hai, ye bacha ka, really that talented? Nahi to, I say, hype chal raha hai. So he said, WE, I'll tell you something. I saw him get a 50 against us. He said, on the way up, if he loses 50% of his talent, also he'll be a world champion.
Oh.
So when he said that, I just looked at him without blinking my eyelids for about 20, 30 seconds. Then he also kept, I said, Kya ho gaya tumko? I said, this coming from you.
Yeah.
He says, yes, I'm saying it. I'll repeat it again.
Yeah.
He said, I don't need to know anything further because you are not one prone to just, mouthing off. And when you say something like this, now I'll stop asking anybody else about Sachin. So he said, fair enough.
Yeah.
And he was a very engaging character. He got huge runs, never a dull moment with him.
Yeah.
And interesting man. Unfortunate that he died so early and so
Exactly.
unexpectedly.
Yep. That's right.
Very, very, very unfair sometimes life can be.
True. So moving on to the season 83-84, where India also won the World Cup. You were a proper spinner who picked up again 14 wickets, and you had a wonderful season. And of course, in 85-86 season, I think you started to slowly bat, and you picked up a lot of batting techniques. And you scored your first half century. You scored 58 runs, and which seems to be during that point of time your highest score in first class cricket, if I'm not wrong. So that was a change. You were like, you started your debut, then moved on and picked up 14 wickets, and then you start also pick up your batting. I think you start to slowly get into the top order. What was the story behind?
That half century came about uh, later in the season when I played in the knockout. I think that must have been against UP in Kanpur.
Yeah.
Now, what they did to me was in 85 86, people definitely plotted together and banished me to play the university side. And playing some cricket is better than not playing any cricket.
True.
And what happened was that I was banished there.
Yeah.
And prior to that, what happened? The season before, I got a 5-4 against England and a 2-4 in the second innings, and then got a couple of useful 20s against England, the David Gar's team in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
Now, at that time, the national selectors told me, you keep your fitness going, keep working.
Yeah.
You are on our radar.
Yeah.
Now, turn of the season, next season starts, I find myself being banished to the university side.
Yeah.
And
was it deliberately done?
I said people conspired. I used the word conspired. I will even stick to that.
Okay.
Now, there is no other word to use.
Yeah.
If a boy of 20 is told
Yeah.
that he is likely to be, looked upon seriously by the national selection committee, and suddenly a state selection committee says he has to go and play university, otherwise university cricket will suffer. Now, where is the sudden interest about a university cricket, flourishing?
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, surprising.
Right.
Yeah.
So I went, we played university cricket.
Yeah.
PC Naresh captained that side. And we won the Rohinton Baria. And I had a very good Rohinton Baria. Lots of wickets and 100 and runs as well, 100 plus, a couple of maybe half centuries or whatever. So that also helped me to not lose my confidence.
Yeah.
It also helped people to try and not forget me, or to convey to the world that they were right in what they did.
Yes.
So at the end of the season, towards the end of the season, halfway through the season, what I did was I started opening for my club.
Nice.
Because I realized that there was a chance of me opening the batting for the state, because they are not going to consider me as a spinner for whatever reason. And as it transpired, the same thing happened in the knockout phase. On a green top in Kanpur, it was Bharat, Arun and I who opened. When you had three openers in the lineup, cooling their heels, watching the match from the stands, and we both were opening on a green top.
Yeah.
and UP had a very good batting lineup.
Hmm.
So it didn't bother me, it didn't bother Arun because we are out there, we could do both.
Yeah.
We did whatever we were told.
Yeah.
And that's when I got that half century.
Yeah.
And despite that, even after that, I was again relegated to the lower order very soon.
Yeah.
So in my case, it was a question of a lot of indifferent decision making. For the simple reason, maybe because I was a very independent fellow.
Hmm.
If you tell me the sun rises in the west, I'll not say yes because you are my boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe that was probably something that did not go down well with people
Hmm.
who were making decisions.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point.
Hmm.
And what made me, let's say, fight and what made me not lose my head and do stupid things
Yeah.
was uh, me talking a lot to Venkatraghavan.
Hmm.
So Venki was a guy, people say that he was short-tempered, people say he fled, he flipped, all sorts of things is said about Venki, unfortunately. But the fact of the matter is that I won't have it any other way other than me playing my first 3, 4 seasons alongside Venki. That's what I won't happen again if I was to rewind my cricketing career.
Yeah.
Because you learned that there's no time for drama in cricket.
That's right.
You're either going to be doing as well as you can, perform and keep driving
Yeah.
yourselves towards excellence, or you don't belong there when you come into competitive cricket.
Correct.
There's no time for being friendly to Venki to get into the side, or not performing it, trying to stay in the side through lobbying or any other nonsense. Venki did not allow that. And a lot of discussions that we had, it could have been heated, it could have been sort of very steamy.
Yeah.
But it really helped me a lot because I could see very clearly what the large picture was, and I would also sort of challenge myself all the time. That's something that Venki inculcated in me. And I thank Venki a lot because he was much, much older to me.
Yeah.
And he took a lot of interest sometimes on his own, which a lot of people found very fascinating and also unbelievable for whatever reasons. But from day one, I could talk to Venki the way I spoke to my peers.
Yeah.
And that didn't affect him. He's never ever even raised his voice against me in all these years.
Yeah.
And I'm really sort of grateful for having that opportunity of having interacted with him the first 3, 4 years. Otherwise, I would have lost direction myself.
Correct.
And maybe I wouldn't have done the right things.
So in season 1986-87, you became highest wicket taker for Tamil Nadu by picking up 7 wickets in Ranji Trophy, and you became also highest wicket taker for South Zone in Duleep Trophy by picking up 8 wickets. So you had an incredible season in 86-87 as a bowler. I think that was an indication where you were giving to selectors that you were good in batting, simultaneously you were good in picking up wickets because you played against very good teams, if I'm not wrong, in 86-87.
Yeah, it was gradually deteriorating my bowling. You would find it very strange.
True, 100%.
Strange
true.
if I were to say this when you look at just numbers.
Yes.
86, 87, I got 6 wickets against a batting lineup which boasted of Lal Chand Rajput, Chandrakant Pandit, Sunny Gavaskar, Ravi Shastri, Anshuman Gaikwad. You will think, oh, what's this guy talking about after getting 6 wickets against them?
Yeah.
But the point was, if you had to ask me to rate that 6 for 120, or a 6-4 against Karnataka, which had Vijay, Brijesh Patel, Kirman, and all of them, you would think, what is this man talking about? But within myself, I knew. After my first season in England League.
You mean the Scottish League?
England, Lancashire League. Lancashire is where I first landed up.
Wow. For which team did you play for?
I played for Little Lever Cricket Club, for which Gary Sobers has played as a substitute professional 1 or 2 games.
Nice.
That's a league where a lot of Indian players played, Bolton League. Jimmy Amanath played, then Dilip Vengsaka played. And the reason I felt that my bowling was deteriorating despite getting wickets against good batting lineups was that I knew it myself. I was not bowling as well as I was bowling in the earlier seasons or at the start of my career or all those years that I knew that I was bowling well. So it was not clicking in my head.
Mm.
What happened was that then I made a mistake of going another 2 3 years. So it progressively kept getting worse, and then batting was picking up.
Yes.
But I would have very much liked to have continued bowling to the best of my ability, but that didn't happen. Then I realized later on the assessment side of things, I was deteriorating as far as bowling is concerned, because I was not bowling to the best of batters. I was not practicing every day against the best of batters, and the conditions were such that you just come, just bowl the ball, it will land and spin because damp tracks. And if you do that for 6 months in a year,
Yeah.
without realizing, you're gathering moss, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not sharpening your skills. So that happened. And I would think that's exactly what happened to LS and Maninder Singh, my contemporaries. At one stage, it was thought we three will dominate the spinner scenario in the country.
Spinning trio.
So that happened when people who saw us in the under 15, under 19 days. We started from the under 15 days together.
Yeah.
So, but that was not to be. All three of us, in our own ways, got into issues with bowling because of playing in the English leagues. But of course, Maninder, by that time, he had played a lot of international cricket as well. But still, despite that, this playing in the leagues, not practicing with the best in the business every day.
So it wasn't useful.
So it was not. But maybe while I lost in bowling, I gained in batting.
Yeah.
Maybe that
Win
happened.
some, lose some.
Yeah. So it's bizarre. My entire career, if you look, it was full of bizarre turns.
Yeah. Yeah. So talking about like bizarres, and you spoke about deterioration of bowling. So there's a turning point as far as an 87-88 season where you scored 402 runs in 4 matches as far as Ranji Trophy was concerned. You scored 182 runs as your highest score. But unfortunately, like you were saying, you were coming down with your effectiveness in bowling, picked up just 1 wicket. But of course, Duleep Trophy just played 1 match and picked up 3 wickets and scored 68 runs. It was just 1 match, but still you showed your way of handling the both things in a right way. That's what I would say.
See, when you've been used to bowling a lot,
Yeah.
when you start your career, suddenly not doing that will make you feel that you're doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm a man who gets bored easily. So me staying on the field without bowling, it made me very, very restless. So wherever it was possible, I try and sneak or tell the captain, whenever you're looking at a few overs from me, let me know, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So that was how I was looking at it.
Yeah.
But the other side of things was that I used to tell myself, you're doing all this, but the point is that how will a captain give you bowling if you yourself know you're not bowling at your best?
Yeah. It's all about confidence. Right?
So it's not even about confidence. So I used to tell myself, I used to have a dialogue within myself, you're not bowling at best, how will he call you for bowling? But at the same time, as an individual, I would think, it's pointless being on the field doing nothing. So, but that is an inner conflict. That had nothing.
Do something or the other.
Yeah, do something other. So that's the reason why I kept it going.
Yeah.
But beyond the point, what happened was, you fast forwarded to 89, 90. I was doing certain things in terms of my bowling technique, which made me get back spasms repeatedly. And there came a stage when I felt people are not going to give me bowling any longer. And the point was that I was also developing back spasms. I said, it's no point continuing to bowl. So that was the end of it. Come into 90s, I would have probably bowled very, very little. And then the last half of my career, I didn't bowl at all. Because there was no point in me trying to bowl and then get back spasms. And at the same time, if I was not going to be used by any captains, so it was not happening. So that was the end of that.
So your best of the domestic season was in 1988-89 season. You played 7 matches and scored 1,018 runs, and you got 300s and 1 half century as well, and 7 wickets to add on with that. I think that was the best season. If I would ask you, were you really convinced with that kind of batting what you were doing? I understand you started with your bowling and you have slowly dropped out from the bowling, and of course you made yourself that you want to be active, like on the field, doing something or the other. But that batting was phenomenal, wasn't it? Because if I'm not wrong, when I saw the list of players who played against you, were all incredible players who all touched up international level or maybe played one or two matches at least. So in that case, I would say that was the best season, domestic cricket.
That was also a very indifferent season.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you look at that year, if you analyze that year, you
Yeah.
would see that suddenly there was a surge in my runs.
Okay.
The last three innings would have probably totaled about 700 runs.
Mhm.
There was a triple and then followed by two doubles.
Yeah.
But prior to that, it was just 30s and 40s. It was an irritating season, the first half. And what made it even worse was that one of the selectors was walking along with me to the pitch in one of these home games.
Mm.
He was trying to subtly hint that my place was in danger.
Oh.
So I said, don't you worry about all that. You're not going to even do it.
Mm.
Let alone now you might be thinking, oh, you won't do it. I'll promise you, because when I remember saying this in as many words. I said, you must know this proverb: when it rains, it pours.
Yes.
So that's what is going to happen. So as I said, at the end of the season, I'd finished with that. I broke a 44-year-old record, national record of Rusi Modi.
Mhm.
And then to be decent, I didn't even have a word with that concerned person about this. I just let it go. And that was that. But if you ask me, perhaps the season where I derived some joy along with a little bit of disappointment was the 95-96, when we played the finals against Karnataka, got hammered by them. The delight was for the reason that I was able to churn out runs, important runs for the team. But what was annoying about that season was that I missed out on at least 600s. Getting out 80s and 90s, it was very annoying at the same time. But I felt that, okay, at least here I am doing something for the team's cause. Is something that provided me a lot of joy. And I think that I enjoyed that season better than the 1988-89.
So in season 1990-1991, I'll pick up a match in Tulip Trophy, which was semi-finals against West Zone, where you scored 150 runs. And West Zone was not just a normal team then. I think it was a very strong team.
That was in Roorkela.
Yeah.
I remember that game. And
you had like lights of Mr. Sachin Tendulkar, Mr. Sanjay Manjrekar, Vinod
they had
Kamble,
Raju Kulkarni and all of them.
Shastri, everywhere.
Rashid Patel, Ravi, and all of them. Yeah, it is a good side. They beat us as well. And they paid us in our own coin.
If I'm not wrong, I think you guys, when you were playing for Tamil Nadu or South Zone, you were reaching out to semi-finals, quarterfinals in the best way, in commanding way. But eventually, I think luck factor was missing.
No, there are a lot of things that need to align when you have to win a Ranji Trophy. And also, it will also require people to conform to one particular way of doing it. It's not about showing I'm more intelligent than you. Sometimes you'll have to.
It's not about egoist.
It's not about ego even. It's not about being intelligent. It's about doing something collectively to achieve something. I would not say negatively ego. I would say that there are times that you have to collectively do something for the team's cause. Like, let's say a family sits together and eats dinner. Whereas sometimes you may not be hungry. Why do you sit and eat?
It's all about bonding.
Because being one, being together, and you don't want to really sort of upset others.
Correct.
Or you say, okay, let me be with the crowd and do it this way instead of me. So that's how you need to play sometimes in some situations to win Ranji Trophy regularly. So that's something that has always been missing. I'm not saying people do these things deliberately. It's just that when you're in a situation, people overlook certain things. And that's exactly the point. That's why I always maintain that intelligence is not always an advantage. You will see sites which have people who are ready to conform to a set pattern, being more successful as a team than as individuals. So that's something that's for another day. But again, you have to accept the fact that Tamil Nadu has been doing well enough. Yes, they could have done a lot more better in terms of trophies, but it's
Mm,
not happened.
mm.
And maybe there'll be a patch where everything will fall in place.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Test cricket debut in 1988. It was a Pongal Test against West Indies, and you made debut with Mr. Narendra Hirwani, where he's picked up 8 wickets, and innings in both, like in the first innings and second innings. But on other flip side, if you look into your debut side, was it expectation which you had, like you'll be getting into the Indian side because you've been doing consistently well for a period of time, long period of time, say like about 6 7 years consistently, you were doing well in both bat and ball. So was it like something which you thought which would be coming up?
The indications were there that I was going to
Mm.
get into the Indian side.
Yeah.
It was a case of when,
Mm.
provided that I didn't have a slump in form.
Yeah.
It happened eventually, but there again, it took a bizarre turn.
Yeah.
About me becoming a top order batter
Mm.
at Rajkot.
Yeah.
And then uh, I was not even in the test squad,
Yeah.
the test in which I made my debut.
Mm. Mm.
And I came in at the last minute. I checked into the hotel at about 8:45 or 9
Mm.
the previous night because I was not originally picked in the squad.
Yeah.
There was some doubt with regard to Maninder's fitness
Mm.
because he had got coincidentally injured
Mm.
on my ODI debut game
Mm. Mm.
at Calcutta. So that happened on the 2nd. This was on the 11th.
Mm.
And Ravi was very particular that I be drafted into the side and I get my game
Mm.
at Chepauk.
Mm.
But the president of the time,
Yeah.
Mr. Sri Raman, was very equally particular that there will be no inclusion of an additional member in the squad.
Yeah.
And he happened to be the president, and the test match was in Chennai.
Yeah.
There's this captain who was asking about the local player.
Yeah.
And he was very particular that nothing of that sort will be entertained.
Mm.
Somebody needed to be ruled out officially fit, and then only the question of replacement will arise.
Mm. Mm.
So Ravi said, those days there were no mobiles, as you are aware.
Yeah.
So he said, you keep calling me every 1 hour.
Yeah.
I'll update you on what is going on.
Yeah.
So back and forth calls went. Eventually, at around 8:30, after he finished his team meeting,
Yeah.
is when he was told, yes, this can be done.
Yeah.
So I had happened to call him then. He said, okay, come and check in.
Mm.
So that's how that happened.
And you scored apparently in second innings 83 runs as a one-down batter. So did it release your nerves? Because as a debutant, I think
I was only looking at that particular game in one particular way. I said, yes, there are many who want to play for the country. They don't get to play. Here you're getting a chance to play.
Yeah.
Now don't worry about too many things. Just go out and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Enjoy in the sense without burdening yourself.
Mm.
Try and go do what you can do.
Mm.
And yes, results, never mind results because there's no way of guaranteeing results.
Yeah. So let us go through your highest score in Test cricket, where you scored 96 runs in Christchurch against New Zealand. And any memories out of that 89-90 season?
Yes, that is something that was rather stupid of me to have missed that 100 because the 100 was there for the taking.
Yep.
And sometimes that happens. You can't do anything in life. And we did not win the test match, so I will not have too much of disappointments, except for the fact that I might have ended my life with one test 100, which was not to be.
Yep.
Otherwise, it was of no use because Team India lost that game.
Yep.
196 makes no difference. So I don't think that is something that will rankle me.
So how was it playing against Sir Richard Hadley?
He was always a tough competitor. He was
Yep.
also very crafty.
Yep.
Maybe one of the best bowlers I've played against.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd always make life miserable for you.
Yeah. So you have played both the South African tours, like 92, 93 season, and of course 96, 97 season as well. And I would like to know about how difficult it was to play against Alan Donald, Sean Pollard.
See, when you're playing at the international level, each and every bowler
Yep.
is playing for his country because he's extremely good.
Yep.
It'll all come down to what your form is,
Yep.
how you are moving
Yep.
within the crease,
Mm.
how you are responding to deliveries bowled at you.
Mm.
So the difference is not much.
Yep.
each one of them will be, difficult in their own ways. They'll have a lot of craft,
Yeah.
and it'll all come down to that particular morning
Yeah.
when you're up against them.
Yeah.
So playing all these bowlers obviously is a challenge,
Yeah.
because all of you are playing for your own country,
Exactly.
and some days you win, some days you lose. That's
Yeah.
about it. The individual battles, that's about it.
The great Sachin Tendulkar has said once, like Hansi Cronje was a difficult bowler to face. So did you also felt any different from that point of view?
Imagine Sachin Tendulkar talking about Hansi Cronje as a difficult bowler to face,
Yeah.
which goes to show in cricket,
Yeah.
whatever theories that have been spread out
Yeah.
all the while may not be what exactly it is, because Sachin has made a lot of top bowlers say, "Oh, it's difficult to bowl to him. Our knees were jelly."
That's right.
Imagine Sachin talking about somebody who doesn't bowl regularly as the most difficult bowler to face. So that is cricket for you.
Yeah. So talking about your test farewell in 1996-97 against South Africa in New Year's Test. So was it an emotional one for you, because you would have thought that this could have gone for few more years and you could have played much better cricket as well, but
It was a wrong break at that time,
Mhm.
and I also should not have been on the tour for the simple reason that I was not really physically fit, because I had just done a procedure on the sole of my foot.
Yeah.
And that was troubling me. I had let people know that I was in no proper zone as far as fitness is concerned to play.
Yeah.
But they said, no, just go on, because we need somebody to be there with experience, kind of thing. So I was drafted back into the home series. I played one game at Kanpur, then we went on the tour. And those days, the turnaround that you had, or like you have today,
Yeah.
it was difficult, because one day you play at Kanpur where the deliveries don't come. Even your waist size, suddenly you see everything is coming to your chin.
Yeah.
So long and short of it was, yes, as you rightly said, if I had done well there, I would have extended my career. That was not to be. And anyway, yeah, by that time, what also happened was that it had taken me a good 11 years to play 11 test matches. I said, enough is enough. Because this is getting nowhere.
Yeah.
But the long and short of it was, if I look back now, or even then, I used to think I was never made for cricket, because basically I was battling with a vision which was not 2020. I couldn't wear contacts because I didn't get those soft lenses then. They were not available. Then I had a pelvic tilt and all that. Okay, that's all.
Yeah. So although you made your ODI debut in 1988, January 2nd, against West Indies at Kolkata, but the highlight of your cricket career, especially in South Africa, where you scored 114 runs in Port Elizabeth, could you please share what experience was to play in South Africa in Port Elizabeth, score 114 runs?
South Africa is a very proud nation, and they had fiercely competitive cricketers.
Yeah.
When we went on the tour in 92, 93, there's nothing much that people knew about South Africa, because they were out of international cricket.
Yep.
But yet a lot of international cricketers were going and playing there.
That's
what is termed as the rebel tour.
Yeah.
But I had the fortune of knowing a little bit about South Africa, because the amateur cricketer who played for our club in England happened to be in South Africa. He was from Port Elizabeth. Yeah. And we would talk about his cricket, his country, and we exchanged a lot. Even today, we remain friends, very good friends. Yeah. And I had a reasonable idea of what to expect. But again, listening to people telling you something is one thing. Yeah. And going and experiencing and overcoming the challenges yourself is another thing altogether. Yeah. It was tough. Everybody was finding it difficult, because there was nothing to fall back on. You didn't have any video analyst, high performance coaches to help you. It was just a question of you sussing out everything. Yeah. So it was also a bit irritating for me. I was getting off starts in the earlier games, and then I said, somewhere I need to make it count. Yep. So it is not Port Elizabeth, it is at the Super Sport Park, as it is called now. Those days it was called the Centurion. So, and we also needed to win that game to stay in the series. Yeah. So luckily I was able to convert the start, and it was a satisfying 100, because that is one of the bounciest tracks in South Africa. Yeah. And that 100 helped India to win as well, and also stay in the series. Yeah. But again, we lost the series badly. We lost, I think, by a margin of 2-5.
Yeah.
And that's how tough it was. And definitely it was a very satisfying thing to get 100 under
Yeah.
tough conditions, and
Yeah.
also in a match where India went on to win.
Yeah.
So that's that.
So before touching up your coaching stints, just one line which I would like to talk, like you played with two generations, like two eras of Indian cricket, where you played with Mr. Kapil Dev, Manoj Prabhakar, Mohinder Amarnath, Ravi Shastri,
When you
Manavendra Singh. And coming to this part of the generation, I think you have played with Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly, Dravid, Anil Kumble. So
I think that was perhaps the biggest disadvantage in my case. I was sandwiched between two cricketers,
yep,
which maybe did not give me the sequence and string of opportunities which would have helped me play a lot more international cricket. Because as I was coming in, I was a youngster, but still there were experienced cricketers playing.
Yeah.
And as I was just about recognized, okay, and accepted, then you had other set of cricketers coming in who were young.
Yeah.
So I was caught up between two generations, and perceptions changed.
Yeah.
When I was young, it was experience.
Yeah.
When I was relatively a little bit experienced, they said we need to blood in youth.
Yeah.
So in that, probably I was sandwiched. I was perhaps even ambushed.
Yeah.
So that's how it happened. But it was great to play with different era cricketers, because the demands are different in all the eras. They looked at things differently, and you also needed to communicate differently, and you need to adjust to uh, their way of seeing things, looking at things, conveying things, communication.
100%.
Everything was different, so you had to adjust to that also. But it was never ever a problem.
Yes.
It was just that you needed to recognize that yes, people of different eras and generations will be different in many ways.
So talking about coaching, you can give one line answer. How your experience was, just one word or one answer. Bengal, your initial career, coaching career.
Yeah, it was great in the sense that my first assignment was with them was in 2001-2, as soon as I finished my cricket. And at that time, I had to guide a very young side. And the satisfying thing was that after a long gap of 8 years, they qualified for the semi-finals. And that was something where I learnt a lot as a coach. And it was also satisfying because in my first year as a coach, I could transit well enough. And then I went back in 2010-11 season. And I had the satisfaction of being a part of the team when they won Syed Mushtaq Ali 1 year, and also the Vijay Hazare another year. And it was also interesting to spend one whole season with Saurav Ganguly. So a lot of good things. And I have fond memories of those.
So one line about Tamil Nadu, your coaching stint.
Tamil Nadu is challenging in more ways. Because one is that you're having to deal with a lot of talented and cricketers who think a lot and who would want to implement their line of thought into everything. And also the expectations are there. And the important thing is that unlike Bombay, unlike other sides, everybody wants to be a part of the team when they are not part of the team. That kind of interference, that kind of targeted viewpoints and assessments don't help anybody. And that, I think, was the sad part of it. However, the thing is that if you go back to my tenures, that's when perhaps the side has done really well. And you saw a lot of boys go on to make a name for themselves, which is obviously satisfying. And you must say that I did enjoy my tenure with both the state sides in both the stints. And in both the states, in both the stints, things were different. And if you look at the progress on either side of my involvement, you would know that there was something very useful that was contributed.
100%. And women's team?
Yeah, I enjoyed it the most for the simple reason they needed the experience to be obviously imparted, and they needed guidance because they were showing a lot of promise, they had a lot of talent, they were also producing results at times, but it was not something that they could replicate.
Mm.
And I think during my tenure, what I was trying to uh, make them realize is that they need to back themselves to challenge the best.
Yeah.
And I think they've gone along nicely from
Yeah.
where they were.
Yeah.
From a side which, when I took over in 19, which did not think it could play T20 format,
Yeah.
in a year's time, they made a turnaround good enough to qualify for the finals of the World Cup.
Mm.
And from then on, it's been a side which, like the men's side,
Yeah.
it's a side which is attracting a lot of followers and there's a lot of interest.
Yeah. So to summarize your coaching career, you also did under 19 coaching, and you were KKR's batting consultant, and of course Kings 11 Punjab's assistant coach. So it's been incredible coaching career, and of course it's pleasure and my honor to hear a lot of stories about your Test debut, your ODI, and of course your long and amazing first class and list A career. It was really astonishing to know about those phases of your life. When I heard from my father, I was like surprised to hear all these stories from him. But now I feel very honored that when I interview you, when I'm hearing from you, I get to know more things which I don't know before. So I would like to thank you for sparing your precious time. I would like to wish you all the best for whatever future endeavors you're involved with.
Thank you, Vijay. It was a pleasure talking to you, and you being too kind with your words. And I also wish you the very best in all your future endeavors.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.